Welcome everyone to today's workout. Today we're doing a beginner level green workout, suitable for absolutely anybody, whatever your fitness level is. If you're new to fitness, this is great to get you started moving, get those muscles activated, get your range of motion moving. If you're more advanced, you can use this as a warm up to something bigger and better. So don't dismiss these movements. They're very, very good for foundational fitness. I'm gonna walk through them now. If you'd like to jump straight to the workout, hit the description below, find the workout link, jump to that chapter. Otherwise, step through them now with me. The first movement we've got is a walking jack. Now, a walking jack is the regression of a plank jack. What we're gonna, of a jumping jack, sorry. What we're gonna do is start off with our feet together, hands down by our side. We're then gonna alternate between this posture and this posture by stepping left and right. You see, we're gonna take a step, left, right, left, right. As our feet are wide, hands straight above the head, get your ears in between the biceps, straight arms, try and clap the hands above your head, and then stepping back in. So this is a really good way to start building up that shoulder mobility for jumping jacks without putting stress on your calves and your ankles. The German techno dance, I like that. Yeah, cool, okay. So after our walking jacks, we have reverse crunches. Reverse crunches we're gonna do on the floor. Get yourself a mat or a towel if you need to, but we're gonna start off in a regular crunch position, but instead of wrenching our necks and our lower backs up towards our knees, we're gonna bring our knees towards our chest. So this one is really, really good for people that may have some lower back issues that don't like doing crunches, because crunches are a little bit of a funny movement. Sit-ups and crunches can actually do a bit of damage to people that do have pain in their lower back. But the reverse crunches, where you're bringing your knees towards your chest, a little bit more of a safer movement there. As always though, if you're feeling pain with them, please just skip them, don't do them. After reverse crunches, we're gonna do a squat side raise. So squat side raises, it's a complex. We're taking two movements, jamming them together, testing our coordination. You're gonna start off with a squat in the middle. So heels flat on the floor, butt back. Get your hips down to knee height if you can, standing up straight. And once we stand straight, we're gonna keep our torso upright, but raise one leg to the side. Squat, other side, raise. There we go. Now have a look at me from this side, this angle. I'm gonna squat down, heels flat. Now when I do the side raise, you see my leg is staying in line with the rest of my body. It's not going forward, it's not going back. It's straight out to the side. And then squat again, straight out to the side. Cool. So we're working our glute medius here. Easy. After the squat side races, we're gonna be doing plank rotations. So it's a high plank, hands on the floor, feet back, straight body, squeezing the butt, squeezing the glutes. We're then gonna rotate one direction, hold, push your butt forward so you've got a straight body, and then rotate down and across the other way. So this is the movement where I say, slow is smooth, smooth is fast. We want to take it nice and easy. The slower you can do this movement, the more control you're demonstrating with your body. And that's what we want to work towards, okay? So after plank rotations, we're going to do glute bridges. We're laying on the floor again, or on your mat if you've got access to one. You're going to pop your hands out to the side, about 45 degrees. We're going to squeeze our butt, push our hips up, and then down. So this is making a bridge. Drive a truck under there and down. So again, nice and smooth, nice and slow descent down is showing control in your glutes and your hips. After glute bridges, we've got side lunges. Now, not a regular forward lunge. We're gonna be stepping side to side, down, and then up. Very important with this one, the leg that remains straight, keep that foot flat on the floor. We're not gonna raise it to the side like that. Try and keep the foot flat on the floor. And then also try and keep your torso upright. Down as low as you can without failing. And bring that back up. Nice. Ooh. After the side lunges, we're then gonna do planks to push-ups. So what I am gonna do actually, I'm gonna grab a mat because we do have a few motions that we're doing today, which would probably be much more comfortable with a mat here. Planks to push-ups. The thing to keep in mind with this motion is that you want to pretend you've got a bucket of water on your back. We're going to start off in the high plank position, or the high push-up position, sorry. We're going to drop one forearm down, other forearm down, and now we're in a plank. Then you go hand, hand, and bring it up. So see my back, watch my shoulders, watch my hips. We're keeping them nice and flat. So that's a good rep. A bad rep is this. That's a bad rep. I'd like you to maintain that nice flat back and pretend there's a bucket of water, don't spill anything. And that, my friends, is the last movement in the whole workout. We're gonna go through a couple of times. It's actually 3 rounds of this one. So, get your watches started, press go, and in 20 seconds time, we're starting off with our walking jacks. So, move the mat out of the way if you don't have much room in your gym, in your home studio. And in 10 seconds time, we're gonna start with these jacks. Like I said, we've got 3 rounds to do. So, the first round, just become familiar with the movements. Push yourself through a big range of motion. Try and make it nice and smooth because you've got 2 more rounds to do. And in these other 2 rounds, you can then start to test yourself. But right now, I want you to think about every single muscle that you're using to walk through this. Nice soft knees as well. See, I'm trying not to look like a mechanical animal. Like I'm not, Nice soft knees. Move left and right nice and smoothly. And the same as when we're doing jumping jacks, whoop, try and make them very, very quiet footfalls. If you can make your steps and your movements and your footfalls silent, it shows that you're not wasting any energy. You're not slapping the floor with your feet. You're in control of your body and your joints. Try and be as silent as possible. Reverse crunches. And pull this mat out. Makes it a little bit more comfy. And in 4 seconds time, we're gonna lay down. We're gonna put our fingertips by our temples, and then we're gonna pull the knees up towards our chest. So with reverse crunches, I want you to control the descent. Don't do that. So again, try and be nice and quiet. Don't let the feet slap the floor. Slow them down. Put the work into actually lowering your legs down. So you're gonna keep your knees bent for this first round. In the 3rd round, I'll show you a little bit of a trick to make these more intense if you need it. Otherwise, keep the knees bent, just bring the knees up towards the chest there. Nice, take a breather, take a rest, shake it off. Your next movement is the squat side raise. So this one is one of the most important muscle groups for new fitness people. And even for people that are getting on in fitness that find, you know what, I'm trying some new activities, I find I might get injured. What we're gonna do is squatting down, when you're upright, rise that leg to the side. And if you've not done these movements before, where you're gonna feel it is right in here. This is the medial glute. This is the muscle that actually holds yourself stable and holds your knees and hips in a straight line as you're running. It's a great supplementary muscle for all the bigger lifts that you do as well. They help to keep your knees pushed out to the sides when you're doing big heavy squats. And that's very, very important for injury prevention. Very, very important. Fons and Tron, yes. I think whenever people see them, or I remind people of that movement, people, oh man, I gotta do more of them. Yeah. Yeah, the old right hip is unhappy. So what you find sometimes is that one hip becomes unhappy because the other hip is working more, or maybe you've got some part of your body that's working harder and that hip is trying to compensate, which in most cases, when your body is compensating from something or for something, if it's strong enough, it's cool, it's fine. But sometimes when that body is struggling or that body part is struggling, then you need to work on it so that it can actually take the loading of having to compensate. But then obviously, you want to work with a physiotherapist or another fitness professional to try and figure out what it's trying to compensate for. Whoop. So one thing is to sort out the symptoms so that you can get back into a place of training and back into a place of healthy living, but then trying to figure out the cause of the issue so it doesn't repeat itself, doesn't come back. So these plank rotations, you see I'm taking them nice and slow. I'm working on opening my chest and squeezing the shoulder blades together, getting that big straight line from the floor all the way up to the ceiling. Rotate down and up. Good, nice. Right hip, left shoulder. Cross body compensation, yeah. I see that a lot in running, Fons. is when people sometimes run and their left shoulder's a bit like this, and then the right hip has to try and compensate, and yeah, and then you start doing the lombarda, and then your hip hurts. Oh. No, it's not. That's not the order in which it happens. Sorry. Get your mat again. We got the glute bridges. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna put our hands out to the side. Bring the heels up towards the butt. Now you're gonna squeeze your butt. Keep your knees together. Hold it for about 2 seconds and then drop down. Squeeze up and drop it down. Good. Hold it. It's a bridge. You want to fit an 18-foot luxury yacht underneath your hips. We want to be a good bridge. We don't want to be one of those bridges that clips the top of a mast off. So hold it. One more rep. Down. Good. Nice. Got side lunges to do. Yeah, remove this. This is a great mat, by the way, Grace. It's a good mat. Love it. Okay, side lunges. If only you look that smooth when you run. Like that. Watch out. Oh. Been on a few winery marathons where people end up running across the finish line like that. All right, let's go. Side lunges. There's actually a run this week in Adelaide. I think it's called the Piggy Gin Run, or the Piggy G&T Run, where it's a 5K or a 10K, and at the finish line they're giving away gin and tonics. Oh, whoa, that's cool. Ooh. So it's running through wine country, and then you get a G&T at the end. Some of the old school marathons actually used to run through wineries in Europe that have marathons that would run through wineries and that have wine at the aid stations. Yeah. Well, it's not a marathon, it's only a 10K. So it's only a quarter of a marathon. You would be blasted, for sure. There is something to be said. So I'm not gonna say this coming from a place of recommendation at all, but there has been some research to say that yeah, lightweight post-run, there is some research to say that a small amount of alcohol, because it's a vasodilator, it actually helps a little bit with passing nutrients to damaged soft tissue. So inflammation plus a little bit of alcohol can help to recover quicker. But obviously you want to watch out for the diuretic effects of alcohol, and then you also want to watch out for the anti-testosterone effects of alcohol. So the total muscle recovery is not going to be the best, but you're going to have some interesting soft tissue repair work done. Okay, plank to push-ups. Let's go. Down. So if you have some inflammation in like a knee or something, there is some research to suggest that a tiny bit of alcohol can help with that. But obviously, you've got to watch out, because alcohol is one of those things that a lot of people, when they have it socially, they sometimes blur the line between what's a little bit of alcohol and what's moderate and what's too much alcohol as well. So, hello aimbot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. You're missing 6 and 7 there. Oh, hello, I'm a bot. I thought it was hello, aimbot. Hello, bot. How are you? How's it going? Hello, computer. Yes. You good? You're good. Awesome. All right. How many reps can you do, bot? Oh, we got a new slug friend. Get out of here, mate. Get out of here. I need some salt. I need to put lines of demonic salt at the doorways. I'll get rid of Sluggy later. Yeah. All right, let's go. We got walking jacks, round number 2. So round number 2, now that you know what we're doing, we're gonna start to pump these up a little bit, okay? Hear the music? Go in time with the music. Good tempo. So we're doing these side steps. Nice soft knees, nice soft ankles. Touching your hands above your head, keeping your arms nice and straight. If you can, get those ears to touch the biceps with each step. Nice. Good. Take a rest. So that hopefully brought your heart rate up a little bit. See that? It's bumping up. We're going from complete rest, waving our arms around, Also releasing some endorphins there too. One of the interesting brain experiments that's been done. Try this at home right now. If you're sitting down, just watching, whatever you're doing. If you're driving, don't do this. Keep your hands on the wheel. Plus, if you're driving, you shouldn't be watching, just be on audio only. But what you want to do is put your arms in the air, wiggle your fingers, look up, put your arms in the air and wiggle your fingers. Feels good, doesn't it? Yeah, feels good. That's endorphins. Okay, let's do these reverse crunches. So, bring the knees up to the chest. We're gonna try and get a few more reps in here. Good. So kick them up fast and then control the descent. Control the feet coming back down to the floor. So we wanna work these abdominal muscles, work the core muscles. Oh, you didn't like those ones, Bella? The walking jacks? I know a lot of people don't like jumping jacks. So the walking jacks are a very good introduction into them. So if you can do a little bit more practice with walking jacks and just do a little bit more, get a bit more comfortable with them, you're gonna get into the zone where you're gonna enjoy jumping jacks. They are a challenge, good. That's why we're here, Bella. We wanna challenge ourselves a little bit, right? These guys I hope you're doing too, the squat side raises. So squat down nice and low, bring that foot up nice and high. Low, high. Try not to let your torso, we're not doing side kicks, right? We're gonna keep our torso upright and raise the leg. So that's where the power from this one comes from, okay? So raise. We're trying to get these side glute muscles working. Very important muscles, good. What's a good range for your heart rate during one of these workouts, candidate? Yeah. I think that's a very good point that Grace is making. For myself, because I am regularly doing the purple level workouts. During the purple level workouts, I'm getting to the red zone. So I'm getting to the 90 percentiles. And it depends upon your fitness level as well. It also depends on the movements. If you have a look at this is a good one to talk through, the plank rotation. Okay, so with a plank rotation, I'm not necessarily trying to tax my cardiovascular system. The muscles that I'm using here, they're not huge and they're not the types of muscles that are gonna scream for a lot of oxygen. It's actually very easy to supply the oxygen that I need to be able to squeeze my shoulder blades together and hold myself. So it doesn't need a lot of oxygen. And you gotta think about it that way, that your heart rate is simply your body responding to the fact that your muscles are calling for energy. So when it comes to cardio is actually using basically all of the muscles in your body. When you're going for a run, you're actually using all of the muscles, all of the skeletal muscles in your body. And because you're using so much muscle, mass, all of those muscles require oxygen to convert ATP into usable energy. All of the chemical reactions require oxygen. So you need to be breathing a lot to deliver all of that oxygen around your body. So when it comes to a movement like we were just doing here, a lot of the beginner movements and a lot of the green level movements we do, they're not necessarily full body movements, but we're gonna be working certain things. Like with this glute bridge, we're gonna be using our glutes and our hamstrings. So you're gonna notice my heart rate bump up just a tiny little bit, but it's just enough that my body's able to deliver the oxygen I need to work on these two muscle groups, the two major muscle groups here, the hamstrings and the glutes. And then when we start doing something like a fast feet run, like I do in the advanced workouts, I'm using every single muscle. I'm using all of my legs, I'm using my shoulders, I'm using my arms to try and run on the spot super fast. And that's when the body needs more oxygen. So you look at it that way. What would be a good heart rate zone for this workout in particular? For someone that has a pretty decent VO2 max, you're gonna be looking at the blues. You're probably not gonna be touching too much green. When it comes to things like the walking jacks, that's where you'd see it in the green. So I wouldn't be encouraging people in the beginners workouts to be reaching the orange just yet, because orange is quite intense. And if you are hitting the orange, bring your effort down, dial it back. You don't need to be going too hard, too fast. Okay, here we go, side lunges, down and up. The danger with a beginner getting into that sort of orange and green level as well is that once you start fatiguing and once you start getting anaerobic, you start to think a little bit less clearly. And as a beginner, I'd like you to be very much focused on what you're doing. I'd like you to be trying to build that central nervous system, mind-muscle connection between every single rep that you do. And then once you're comfortable with doing reps as a kind of automatic muscle motion, just your muscle memory taking over and your form is good, once you get to that point, then you can start thinking about doing them faster and harder and trying to get more reps in a certain time period. And that's when you're gonna find yourself getting green, orange, red, because you're comfortable in that muscle memory and now you're challenging your body to do things faster. So give me more oxygen, let's go. More power output, more speed. That's when you start thinking about that. So yeah, so cannonade. For yourself, doing this one, I'd be expecting you to be around blue and green. So zone 2, zone 3-ish. Yeah, we got our planks to push-ups. And the zones as well. Now that I've got the little percentage marker down the bottom of that heart rate indicator, you can see a little bit more clearly what I mean by the colors. Blue is between 50 and 60%. Sorry, that's pink. Blue is 60 and 70. Green is 70 and 80. Orange is 80 and 90. And red is between 90 and 100% of your maximum heart rate. Yeah. What's your maximum heart rate, Cannonade? All of that is an impossibility for you because MS sucks? I'd change that, Bella. So MS does suck, 100%. MS sucks and it will affect your coordination, it'll affect a whole bunch of things. Now, depending, I think it is unfair. It is unfair to classify everyone with MS the same way because there are gonna be different levels of MS. So if you're having trouble with all of that, Bella, then 100%, you do what you can. But again, I don't think people should be, just because they have MS, they shouldn't be putting themselves into the same basket as someone else with MS, because I know people with MS. And you just have to look out there as well. Like the drummer from Billy Talent has MS. There are a lot of people out there, there are actually Paralympians with MS that do power walking as well. So it's gonna be one of those things that's a very, very personal journey that you're on. And we're all here to support you with whatever part of your journey you're on and whatever your personal mobility is. So just, I'm not saying that you're gonna be able to do everything, but I'm also saying to try not to use the term impossible, because sometimes you might actually, with enough practice, with enough coordination, with enough training and coaching, you might be able to achieve some things that you didn't think possible there. We're all here for helping to push ourselves just slightly outside of what we think we're able to do. Yeah, exactly. People do impossible things every day. So please always try and look at the glass half full aspect of things and just seeing if you can make tiny little improvements every single day. Because even then, that's possible. It's things that you thought were impossible that you're now able to just change a tiny little bit. We believe, we got this. Okay, reverse crunches, let's go. Bring the knees towards the chest. And I said during round 3, we're gonna make this a bit harder. If you'd like to increase the intensity, see what I've done with my legs. I've straightened the legs out. So now we're going from a bent knee reverse crunch into a straight leg raise. So give it a shot, see how you feel. If that's still too much for you, then pop it back to the bent leg one. Okay, so roughly subtract your age from 220. Yep, cannonade. So that's gonna be your max, is about whatever, between 180 and 190-ish. So from there, you do the maths. 50% of that, 60, 70, 80, 90. And all you kind of need are those numbers. If you're 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, you can then map what zone you're in based on being between those two limits there. Squat, side, raise. We're gonna do it here. Squat, raise, good. side raise. Now let's make this a little bit more tricky. Here we go. Down, 1, 2. We're gonna hold it for 2 seconds. 1, 2. Squat, 1, 2. Down, 1, 2. Nice, one more. 1, 2. Yeah, good on your team. We've got plank rotations. We've got 5 minutes left of this workout too. It's not a lot. Here we go, here we go. Plank rotations are probably one of my favorite. You've got to try and visualize where your body is in space, because as soon as you look down, you're gonna push your hips back and you're gonna fall over. So you need to think about this from a sort of body image perspective in your mind. So I want you to hold a nice flat plank. When I rotate, you see my eyes are pointed this way, pushing my hips forward, because if I look down, what happens is, whoa, that happens. So you wanna make sure that when you rotate, you got a straight body. Squeeze your butt, push your hips forward, and that's gonna help you with that balance. So now rotate up. Lots of power in the glutes, lots of power in this shoulder down here, holding us there, and rotating around. Good shoulder mobility. Rotate up. Nice. So again, this isn't gonna be for everybody. I'm trying to make these workouts as general as possible. If you do have specific immobility issues or injuries, then you will need to speak to more of a specialist in the field. So I'm not trying to deliberately exclude anyone from these, but there are going to be people that have trouble with some movements. And in those cases, it's definitely a case of having to chat to a physical professional, a physical biomechanical specialist. And from there, whatever they recommend, you can actually bring to a personal trainer, and a personal trainer can help build a weekly program or a monthly routine out of that. Glute bridges, yeah. I'm feeling fantastic after this, by the way. This is really, really good. Yesterday was quite intense with that workout, and I woke up feeling quite sore. So this is doing really good at just shaking out the cobwebs. So that's another point that I'd like to make. If you're an advanced lifter, if you did a big leg day yesterday, you're gonna be feeling some DOMs. And the best way to shake out those delayed onset muscle soreness feelings is to actually move. You just wanna move through the range of motion. It's gonna be creaky, it's gonna be tough, but you're gonna get rid of the pain in the longer term. Yeah. Oh, fantastic, Bella, that's so good. Yeah, no, Bella, being that you have MS, I 100% appreciate any feedback that you've got as well. So it's just the plank things you can't do because of your knees. That's so good to hear, Bella. That's the attitude that we love, isn't it? So if there's any sort of feedback, please let me know. I'm always here to try and adjust and try and make things as welcoming as possible. So we got side lunges, let's go. How far down can you go with these, Bella? There you go. See if you can get your elbow to your knee. That's tough, it's quite tough. That's what you wanna aim for. If you can't, that's good. So step down and bring it up. Step down, bring it up. You'll know you're doing it because you're gonna feel your quads, you're gonna feel your hip, and then you're gonna power up into the middle, step in nice and softly. Bang, remember what I said about softly? Hey kitty, how you going? Step off, bring it up. 20 more seconds, side lunge. So one leg is straight, the other leg is bending. There, good. Nice. Let's go. One leg is straight, other leg is bending. Push. And up. Yeah, I'm feeling the hot sauce. Definitely feeling the hot sauce. Hey. Oh, the one leg stand up, pick up the squat raise is making you slip a bit, but you hold it. Good. That's a really, really good point to make about the regression there. Holding onto a pole and then actually just doing the raise, that's gonna help you to build up the strength that you need. So yeah, fantastic regression. If you spend some time doing just holding up against the door frame, side raise, then in a couple of weeks' time, you keep doing that, you'll get the coordination that you need to actually squat and then side raise. Fantastic suggestion there, very, very good. Okay, planks to push-ups. So we're gonna be in this plank. I'm gonna spread the feet a little bit, drop down onto the forearms, and then back up onto the hands. Down onto the forearms, and up on the hands. See how slow I'm going. I wanna make this look smooth. I wanna make this look, make it look like you're a machine. And without even thinking about it, you're done, you're done. So that set of movements that we did there, there's a whole bunch, it's a total body workout. We were working our legs with the squats, we were working our hips with those side raises, we're working our glutes with the bridges, we're working our shoulders and our upper bodies with the planks, the push-ups and those side rotations. A lot of core work with the reverse crunches as well. And that makes a really, really good spattering of movements just to get you moving. So thank you so much for joining me. If you like that one, want something a bit more challenging, look for the blue workouts. The purple level workouts are completely epic, top tier workouts. Or if you'd like something for your next recovery day, green is also fantastic. So thanks for joining me. I'll catch you live on Twitch, twitch.tv/fit for purpose, or more YouTube videos. See ya.